Welcome back to another episode of Wedding Wars, the battle of the entitled guests. Today's episode features a special guest, Lisa, the future sister-in-law, who just can't seem to understand the concept of a child-free reception. Will our bride-to-be give in to her demands? Let's find out. Am I the a-hole for not changing our wedding rule for my future sister-in-law? My fiancé, 36 male, and I, 34 female, are getting married in 3 weeks, and for the most part, planning has been simple and easy. We're having a small-ish wedding in a local hotel with 50 guests. Everything is being held on site. The ceremony, the dinner, and the reception are all taking place in the one hotel. My fiancé and I decided early on that we wanted the reception to be child-free. Children are welcome to the ceremony and the early dinner we're having, but not for the party afterwards. I, myself, have a 10-year-old son who will be there for the ceremony and meal, but not the reception. The issue is with my fiancé's sister, Lisa, 38 female. She has a daughter, Chloe, 11 female, and has started insisting that Chloe be at the reception. Lisa is the only girl in a family of 5 children, and due to this, she has rarely been told no, even into adulthood. My fiancé and I have been firm on the stance that no children would be allowed in the reception, and she is fully aware of the on-site childcare. We have booked a separate room in the hotel especially for this purpose. However, she is adamant that Chloe stay with her. If it was just me and my fiancé, it wouldn't be too much of a big deal. We can handle her. However, she has been hounding my future mother-in-law, whom I get on really well with, and has even begun messaging my mother on Facebook to try and get them to convince the two of us to let Chloe be at the reception. This is not okay with me or with my fiancé. Neither one of our mothers are in the best of health, and they don't need the stress. She either doesn't realize or doesn't care that if we allow her daughter to attend the reception, we have to allow all the children to attend, and we wanted to allow the parents to have a fun time in the evening. Even my son isn't going to be at the reception. We don't see them often. However, last Sunday, we were all at my future in-laws for lunch, and so the kids could see each other, and she decided to bring it up. She decided it would be a good idea to try and corner me in the kitchen, to try and change my mind. Once again, I reiterated that there would be no children at the reception, and well, this didn't go down well. I swear, she was close to throwing a grown-up tantrum. I've never seen anything like it before. I just told her that the little ones in the other room were better behaved than she was, and to grow the hell up, and walked around her back to the others. Her tantrum didn't stop. After this scene, my future mother-in-law asked if we would be willing to bend the rules we have for the reception, for Lisa. But the two of us were still firm on the no. Usually, I would just stick it out and not care if she hadn't started getting other family members involved, but now that she has, it's beginning to stress me out. I don't think that we're being unreasonable with our request for no children at the reception, but I don't know if I can handle this for another 3 weeks. Am I the a-hole for sticking to our child-free reception rule? Ask for an opinion, of course you're going to get one. Maui Valley Girl says, "Dear Lisa, it sounds like you're having a hard time deciding whether to come to the wedding or be with Chloe. Please, if this is difficult, do not feel compelled to attend." It sounds harsh, but that's all you can do. It's one or the other, not both. Not the a-hole, but you'd be an A to your kid if you allowed Chloe to attend. Former Independence 36 chimes in, "This. Offer her a choice and let her decide. Offer the two options with empathy. Sounds like choosing to spend quality time with your daughter is very important to you. You will be missed at the reception." Or, "Sounds like doing an independent activity without your daughter is hard. We appreciate you taking time to attend the reception while she is playing with the other children. Do not let her bully you in any way." Remind her to have a backup plan because she will crash the reception with her daughter. You may want to put someone in charge of escorting her out, and let her know this ahead of time, that if she decides to come anyway with her daughter, then you will have her escorted out and she will not be allowed to return. May you have a beautiful day. Witch Doctor 1452 chimes in, "Offering her a chance is precisely why Lisa is so entitled. Just revoke the invitation and explain that children, young and old alike, such as herself, are not invited. Not the a-hole." Alright, time for the update. Firstly, I want to thank everyone for their insights and advice, and I've had a couple of requests for an update, so here it is. We got married last Saturday and everything went perfectly. Everyone and everything was where it was supposed to be, when it was supposed to be, and if there were any issues, I didn't hear about it. My older sister arrived a week and a half before the wedding, and she's like a miniature tornado when she gets going. She firmly told me not to worry about Lisa, and that she would deal with her. I had no doubt about that. Lisa brought up Chloe coming to the reception once again the day after I posted, and my husband, I loved seeing that, and I told her that if she tried to bring Chloe in, the both of them would be removed. we didn't hear anything more from Lisa following that instance. A few people wondered what Chloe thought about it, and she told us that she thinks adults are boring and she'd rather spend time with her cousins and other kids. So there's that. When my older brothers turned up a few days before the wedding, all of them were laughing about how my sister was doing her guard dog routine with Lisa and wasn't letting her anywhere near either of us or our mothers. My sister is tiny, 4'11", and petite, but a powerhouse behind it. It turned out that my sister was the one keeping her at bay, and you can bet she got a very large bottle of wine in thanks. For my husband and I, the day was as close to perfect as it could get. We only found out 2 days later that Lisa had tried to sneak Chloe into the reception and had been intercepted by all of my siblings. I have 6. Well before reaching the hall, and had been told that she could either send Chloe upstairs with the other kids, or they could both leave the event completely. Knowing it would make her look bad, and she'd never hear the end of it from her family, Lisa sent Chloe upstairs and has been sulking since. There have been a few passive-aggressive Facebook posts which no one seems to care about, but that's about it. So, no epic temper tantrum, no forceful removals of irate sisters, just some words from my terrifying sister, and that was that. Everyone had a good time, and when we went to check on them later, all the kids were passed out in positions that gave me aches and pains just from looking at them. So we know they had fun. I want to thank everyone again for their insight. It was very helpful and set me at ease that we weren't in the wrong for sticking with our rule. Well, it seems like the situation could have been solved with a good old-fashioned game of rock, paper, scissors. But in all seriousness, it's important to stick to your wedding rules and not let anyone else dictate how you celebrate your big day. Plus, now they have a great story to tell at family gatherings about the time they almost caused a scene at your wedding. In this situation, I don't believe you're the a-hole for sticking with your child-free reception rule. It is your wedding, and you have every right to have it the way you want it. You have offered a solution by arranging for childcare for the evening, but Lisa is still insisting on bringing her daughter to the reception. It is not fair for her to push her preferences on you and cause unnecessary stress leading up to your wedding. It is understandable that she wants to spend time with her daughter, but attending the reception is not the only way to do so. You could suggest that she spends quality time with her daughter during the ceremony and early dinner, and then leave to spend the rest of the evening together doing something else. Ultimately, it's up to you and your fiancé to decide what to do, and you did the right thing standing firm on your decision and not letting her bully you into changing your plans. Congratulations on your wedding. Well. Looks like we have a real bridezilla on our hands. This post is all about a wedding, allergies, and drama. The bride's reaction to the allergic reaction is just the cherry on top. Get ready for some serious eye rolling, folks. Am I the a-hole for not checking with the bride about my allergy thrice? Hello everyone. English is not my first language, so there may be some errors. Apologies. It was my cousin's wedding a couple of days ago. I'm allergic to peanuts, so 2 days before the wedding, I asked her if there were any dishes served that had peanuts in it, so that I could avoid eating that. She told me she'll check with the caterers and inform me on the day of the wedding. Fast forward on the day, I asked her which dishes had the nuts in it, and she told me none of them did. After lunch, I started to feel my throat closing in and my skin itching. Thankfully, I had my EpiPen with and stabbed it into my thigh. All this had attracted quite the attention and people were surrounding me. I was fine, but went to the hospital just to be safe. I later got texts from the bride and her siblings how it was incredibly selfish of me to steal the attention from the bride and a bunch of cuss words. My family thinks it was her who endangered my life and should apologize. She says I should have just sucked it up. I was sure I wasn't in the wrong, but now I'm not so sure. So Reddit, am I the a-hole? Edit. So many people have asked why I waited till the last 2 days to ask her, and I did that because my whole family knows I'm allergic to peanuts, and during occasional gatherings, I'll ask and they'll tell me if something they prepared had peanuts or was prepared in a utensil that had traces of it, i.e. cross-contamination. I didn't want her to change her menu for me and would have eaten nothing if there weren't anything. I don't mind because I don't want to inconvenience people just because of me and have her plan her day around me. Also in our culture, we don't really have RSVPs and especially those that ask about your allergies. I just avoid eating when I go to weddings that aren't my close friends or family. Also, I couldn't possibly ask the caterers as the teenage boys and girls of the family served the food, which was arranged by the caterers. Let's see what the community thinks about this one. Romeo and Oubliette says, she says I should have just sucked it up. And died? Yeah, this is 100% her fault, not the a-hole. Squinky75 chimes in, not the a-hole. Sucked it up and did what? Died? Time Forgotten 1 says, not the a-hole. But you shouldn't have waited until 2 days before the wedding to notify them of your allergy. What would you have done if the answer was all of them? And if you have such a strong allergic reaction, you really need to be more careful with how you approach eating at events like this. It's up to you to do due diligence on the food as well. You should have asked the waitstaff to check the food that you were being served and not taken the word of a more than likely stressed and busy bride on the day of her wedding. Update. Anyways, on to the update. I contacted my aunt, bride's mother, because I couldn't reach her. She blocked me and asked her what really happened because in the midst of all this, I wasn't really sure if it was the caterer's problem or if she simply didn't check. Some people also told me to sue her if that was the case. Turns out, she did, and the food the caterers prepared actually didn't contain peanuts or traces of it. What happened was they had ordered desserts from elsewhere, and she forgot to ask them. When she realized what happened after I went to the hospital, I guess she thought people will blame her, so she went to offense mode. I'm not sure still. Her mom is sort of old-fashioned, so she began asking me if I could have controlled it. I guess that's all for now. My cousin told some of the family members that I had made a mountain out of a small rash, which is why they went against me, I guess? I'm still confused, to be honest. Some of the stories don't add up. Anyways, so the people who told me that going to the hospital after using an EpiPen is a must. Thank you. I truly did not know that, and my doctor told me to go just in case. Also, we don't have RSVPs in our culture. I'm not from the West. This was also my first allergic reaction, as I have been avoiding peanuts since the day I found out I couldn't eat it, and thankfully hadn't consumed it accidentally, so I may have panicked a little and couldn't do the EpiPen thingy quietly. This may not be the perfect update, but yeah, I'm not mad at my cousin about the allergic reaction, but how she blamed me later on. Let's get one more community reaction. Confident Meal 1296 wanted to say, "You used an EpiPen. Automatically, if you use one, you should go to the hospital. It's hard to suffocate quietly, so don't feel bad about drawing attention to yourself. You did everything right." Well, it seems like the bride's siblings have mastered the art of being sarcastic and insensitive, while the person with the peanut allergy mastered the art of fighting it. OP is not the a-hole in this situation. She did her due diligence by informing the bride of their allergy and asking about the dishes with peanuts in them. The bride assured them that none of the dishes contained peanuts, but unfortunately, the person still had an allergic reaction. It's not fair for the bride or her family to blame OP for stealing attention from the bride or being selfish. An allergy can be life-threatening, and the person using their EpiPen as they should have. It's also not reasonable to expect someone with a severe allergy to suck it up. OP did everything right, and it's unfortunate that they had to go through such an experience. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you found our show both informative and enjoyable from start to flow. If you have questions or comments, just let us know. In the section below, we're ready to go. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up. It's true. Subscribe to our channel. We'll bring more to view. We promise to keep the good stuff coming. That's our cue. Thanks for watching. Until the next review. See you next time on rLounge.